Well, Palestinian Ambassador to South Africa Hanan Jarrar says that the situation continues to worsen in Gaza. She says 1,700 people have been killed since Israel intensified the bombardment of the enclave. The ambassador held a media briefing in Pretoria. SABC News reporter Khayelihle Khumalo has more there.
The Palestinian Ambassador here in South Africa, Ms. Hanan, really just briefed the media about the current situation unfolding in Gaza with the bombardment, with the airstrikes and the artillery from Israel. But she's here to tell us more about the situation. Ambassador, once again, thank you so much indeed for your time. You say this is a genocidal war, but also you're painting a very bleak picture about the humanitarian situation in Gaza. So far, what do we know?
As far as Israel admitted that it has dropped more than 6,000 bombs on Gaza alone, we are talking about 300 kilometers squares in that small area, killing more than 1,700 Palestinians, injuring more than 7,000 Palestinians. More than 400,000 Palestinians have been displaced from their homes, sheltering now in 92 UNRWA schools. There is no electricity supplies, no food supplies, no water supplies. World Health Organization today issued an appeal, a warning from a catastrophe in the health sector if there was no peaceful corridor or safe corridor to be opened to at least enter some fuel to generate electricity and some medical supplies. Palestinian people, more than 1 million Palestinians, have been receiving warnings from the Israeli government to move from the northern part of Gaza to the southern part of Gaza towards Sinai in a very open and clear call for a transfer for the Palestinian people, suffocating Palestinians into too small area and into only two options: either you die or you being transferred of your homeland. Gaza is going into a total blackout, no electricity, no internet services. They are totally disconnected from the world. This is the situation up to this moment on the ground, and we are afraid of even the escalation by the Israeli announcement that they might do some kind of invasion to the land invasion to Gaza.
And speaking of the land invasion, Ambassador, we saw that particular deadline announced. What would be your strategy, as Palestinians, in terms of making sure that you're fighting back? Because you have said it numerous times that the only way forward here is the ending of the occupation of the Palestinian territories.
This is a way forward, definitely, is in the Israeli occupation. But we are in a crisis. We are in a war state. Unfortunately, the Americans and the Europeans are fully backing Israel, sending army and battleships and all of this. Themselves physically are visiting Israel, and the Palestinian people are left alone fighting on the ground. Unfortunately, hopefully, we are resilient people, and we have learned from our tragedy in 1948. We don't believe that Palestinians will leave their homeland because we know that if we left, once you are leaving, you cannot get back again to your homeland. This is the strategy of the Israelis, the burned land, and to keep you with less demographic danger, because killing as much as Palestinians will reduce the Palestinian population and this is the fanatic and the settler mindset that you kill Palestinians or transfer them so that you can get an empty land.
Before I let you go, Ambassador, I remember at some point when the U.S. President Joe Biden came to visit President Abbas, and President Abbas said the issue around the two-state solution is very elusive now in light of the annexation and the land that has been taken away. Do you think it's still an option at this point?
Option, what do you mean? In what sense?
In terms of resolving the situation.
when there is a political will by the international community, there's always a way to solve the issue. The thing is that there is no political will from the international community, unfortunately, because when we see the double standards, when we see the hypocrisy that the Western countries and US are dealing with the issue of the Palestinian people, they're supposed to be the peace broker in the Middle East, and look what they are doing. They are standing beside Israel all the way, no regrets, even no looking for the Palestinian human rights. The Israeli Minister of Defense, he says that we are facing human animals. So if the international community is a little bit conscious, this is like a very fascist and genocidal statement, like describing others who are civilians living in a small area that has been under blockade for more than 16 years, and they have witnessing 5 wars in a small period of time, describing them like this. It shows the mentality of the international community, unfortunately, that we are facing. I don't believe that this is something that is doable right now with all this polarization in the international arena against the Palestinian rights, unfortunately.
All right, Ambassador, thank you so much indeed for your time. Palestinian Ambassador here in South Africa, really talking about the situation in Gaza, but also we do know that South Africa has been calling for the cessation of hostilities, calling for a de-escalation, especially in light of all these announcements by the Israeli authorities that they will continue with bombardments. Khayelihle, Khumalo, SABC News, Pretoria.